Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is indeed going to be a very special edition which we're going to be sharing with all our viewers. India's one of the most successful investors, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, passed away 2 years ago on this day, and on his second death anniversary today, it is the time to remember him and his life, which is nothing less than an investing masterclass in itself. Remember, the big bull as he was referred to, he churned an initial investment of just a mere 5,000 rupees into billions of dollars. The RJ family has been holding on stocks worth $6 billion or over 50,000 crore rupees as per the data that's publicly available with Trendline now. Remember, as I said, he was often referred to as India's Warren Buffett, though he would humbly say always that Buffett was far ahead of him. But what made Jhunjhunwala India's most successful investor? What are some of the investing lessons that you as a retail investor can pick up from his larger than life? Also, what are some of his top stock portfolio performers really doing at this point in time? Well, all of this will be discussed over the next course of 20 odd minutes. We have with us a very special person to detail for us some of the insights and anecdotes as he shared with the big bull of India, of course, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. We have Mr. Rudramurthy. He's the research head of Vachna Investments joining right in. Good afternoon, Rudra, and thank you so much for taking the time out. I was pleasantly surprised this morning when you mentioned that, and you shared some of your pictures also with late Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, and you said that you personally have had some insightful moments with him. You have shared some time with him. Let's start off with that itself. You tell us, how do you know, late Rakesh Jhunjhunwala as a person? What kind of time did you spend with him, and what did you get to learn from him?
Great. Thank you so much, Sakshi, for having me in the show. And let me salute, let me give all the tribute to the great man. I can just describe entire Rakesh Jhunjhunwala as just not the big bull of India. He is definitely a very kind person, a very, very good human being from heart. He, in fact, loved his family and loved markets more than anything. And for him, India is always the number one big shining story. He was a very special person because he was not just good in investing as such, but he was also a very, very good trader. Very tough to wear a hat of an investor and also a hat of a successful trader. And he could do both with ease. And I remember I had a chance to meet him for 4 or 5 occasions. And when I spoke to him one-on-one, the amount of wisdom what he had and the experience of markets what he shared was something which is impeccable. In fact, whenever you call him the Warren Buffett of India, I want to make a strong statement. Buffett made only about 22% compounding for his whole career of investing, whereas Rakesh did 67% compounding on the investments, whatever he made. And he was far, far, far better in terms of the ROI. But however, Buffett started very early, might be at 12 years old, and he is still on even at today's date. But Rakesh ji might be, yes, he died a bit early, and his learnings, his teachings to market, that remains forever. He is nowhere, for me at least, late Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. He is the surviving and he will be the future, and he will be remembered till the sun and moon exists on this earth. And let me tell you, Rakesh ji always was a calculated risk taker, and he used to always say, trading gives you only profits, but it is only the long-term investing which will give you the wealth, whatever you want to create over a long period of time. And always he used to run his profits and cut his losses very short as a trader. He was very flexible and he always believed a trend, and he always believed the India story. He was always bullish on Indian market in any point of time for that matter. And he used to only change his short and long positions or the allocation or the leverage for that matter whenever he was not so bullish. And he used to make that shift in sector, shift in stocks. But as I know him very closely, he used to always be 100% invested in any market for that matter. In fact, in markets like today, if you would have had Rakesh in an interview and asked him, he would have told, just go and buy great stocks. Do not worry about what is happening around in terms of either the SEBI fiasco or Hindenburg report or Adani. Forget all that. You are betting on India. You are betting on the big Indian story. So he used to always say, come on, buy this dip. And all crisis has always given great opportunity for investors to create wealth. But do you have that stomach and the guts to buy when markets are falling and all others are jittery? And even as a trader, I could see he used to ride his positions like
I guess there's some kind of an audio issue, Rudra, but I'll ask you, like you pointed out, I think it's a very interesting thing to note. Not many people know that Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was not just an ace investor, but also a fine trader as well. Now, for our trading community investors, what is the one lesson that you picked up from Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala that you would like to share with the trading community, the traders especially right now who are set afoot and who want to be in the trading zone? What would you suggest?
his number one lesson in trading was always ride the bigger trend, and he used to position his trades and run it for long. He was never an advocator like, okay, you take an intraday position, make some 5 rupees, get out, and then again get in, get out. So he was not that kind of a trader. I'm not against intraday trading, but I'm only trying to say his nature was different, his vision was different, and his style was different. The way you see Virendra Sehwag batting, Virat Kohli batting, or even Rahul Dravid batting, it might be different. But yes, you need all these players depending upon the match situation. Might be to save a test match, we require Dravid, or to win a last over match of, let's say, 15-20 runs, you need either a Sehwag or a Virat Kohli kind of a style. But his style always as a trader was to run the bigger trends. And he used to cut his losses like lightning speed. He was so flexible as a trader, and normally he used to position himself with stocks, and he used to run those trades, roll over those positions in futures. And I still remember an occasion where a guy went to Rakesh and showed a great algo demo, and he told that based on the past back testing, his strategy has given a return of some 60%, and why not you follow the same? And he went to Rakesh showing all that stuff. Rakesh just told, use this strategy yourself and you please beat Rakesh Jhunjhunwala rather than selling this strategy to Rakesh. So he was very clear, and his conviction was something which was impeccable, unmatched. And also, I can tell you, God-fearly person, he used to love Krishna a lot, and a man who always loved his family and the country a lot. And anyone could go to Rakesh, talk to him, meet him, have a selfie, and ask even what stock to buy. He would have definitely told what he is buying today. He is not a man who was a closed book. He was not a person who used to hide his trades or investment, but he used to always say, it is a different journey for me and a different journey for you. He used to say that sometimes even if a stock falls, I can hold on because I have a longer horizon, or I don't know, tomorrow I might exit my position which I've taken today, which I'm sharing with you. So he used to always say it has to be your own conviction which is important to make money in market. You cannot do borrowed conviction, and you cannot become successful for a longer run and with consistency with borrowed conviction. So he was this kind of a person as a trader, Sakshi.
Absolutely. So, Rudra, you said that, you met him at least 4-5 instances. Is there anything that you remember that he said to you at that time?
I used to always ask him questions like, sir, is investing good or trading good? Very basic questions. And let me quote Rakesh and his humor. He used to just be on face, and he used to say, Rudra, always remember, trading is like your girlfriend, whereas investing is like your wife. Whether you like it or not, you have to hold for a very long period. You have no choice but be with the right person and be with the right stock. And he used to say, like, you have to be really smart to manage both trading and investing together. And when it comes to investing, he used to follow the fundamental approach in terms of valuation. He was very clear at what price is he buying. He was not that kind of a person who will pay any price just because the company is good, fundamentals are good. For him, price was definitely at what rate he is entering. Valuation was definitely a very important point he considered as an investor. But as a trader, he used to simply say, Bhav Bhagwan, and don't see anything except price and just ride the trend. And doing this as an investor and doing it as a trader, it is not easy. Even in one's lifetime, if you can be a good investor, that's an achievement. Or other way around, if you are a good trader, that's a great achievement. But he could do both with ease. And I used to always ask him this question, sir, what is your accuracy? What is your strike rate in trading? Do you follow any strategy? All that. He used to always say, Rudra, all these technical charts, all the inputs, these are all things which will help me to understand markets better. But decision will always come from me, not from the software, not from a green arrow mark which comes in the software or the technical indicator. Yeah.
Okay, so Rudra, we have also jotted down a few stocks which have been great performers within Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's portfolio. Remember, in July to September 2022 quarter, his entire net worth was in the listed sphere. The stocks that he held in his portfolio and his family's portfolio totaled around 33,942 odd crore rupees. As of today, as per the trend line data that we have, it's upwards of 50,563 odd crore rupees. What started off as a 5,000 rupee journey has gone on to create 50,000 crore rupees for himself and his family members, and that is a remarkable achievement indeed. There are many stocks in his portfolio. Titan है उनके portfolio में, Star Health है उनके portfolio में, Tata Motors, Concord Biotech, Metro Brands जैसे IPOs में उन्होंने शुरुआत की, NCC जैसे stocks हैं जो कि उनके family के portfolio में हैं. इनफैक्ट अगर हम उनके टॉप 10 आरजे पोर्टफोलियो होल्डिंग्स के बारे में देखें तो कॉनकॉर्ड बायोटेक को हटा के अगर हम देखें तो एटलीस्ट 4 ऐसे स्टॉक्स हैं जिन्होंने 100% से ज़्यादा रिटर्न दिया है सिंस हिज डिमाइस एज वेल, यानी कि पिछले 2 साल में भी 100% से ज़्यादा के रिटर्न्स हमने उनके पोर्टफोलियो में कम से कम 4 स्टॉक्स में हमें देखने को मिले हैं. कॉनकॉर्ड बायोटेक हम इसलिए हटा रहे हैं क्योंकि साल 2023 में ही ये स्टॉक लिस्ट होता हुआ नजर आया था और इसलिए कंपैरिजन पर्सपेक्टिव से हमने इसे हटाया है. लेकिन आप कुछ स्टॉक्स को देखें, सभी व्यूअर्स के लिए भी इंटरेस्टिंग होगा ये देखना. एनसीसी एक ऐसा स्टॉक है जिसने उनकी डिमाइस से लेकर अब तक 393% तक का ग्रोथ दिखाया है 2 ईयर्स में, जिनमें उनकी 12.5% तक की होल्डिंग है. कैनरा बैंक में 131% रिटर्न उन्होंने बैक किया है, जिसमें उनकी केवल 1.5% तक की होल्डिंग है और ज़बरदस्त रैली यहाँ पर भी दिखी. होटल्स, टूरिज्म स्पेस से इंडियन होटल्स मिस्टर राकेश झुंझुनवाला के पोर्टफोलियो में है, 12.5% की हिस्सेदारी है और यहाँ पर भी 124% तक का उछाल आपको उनके पोर्टफोलियो में देखने को मिला है. टाटा मोटर्स अगेन एक ऐसा स्टॉक जो कि पिछले कुछ महीनों में ज़बरदस्त रैली दिखाता हुआ नजर आया है. यहाँ पर राकेश झुंझुनवाला और उनकी फैमिली की 1.3% की होल्डिंग है और 120% तक का सर्च पिछले 2 साल में इस स्टॉक में देखने को मिला है. और एक ऐसा स्टॉक जो कि सब लोग जानते हैं, टाइटन कंपनी, जिसमें उनका निवेश है 37% का जो इम्प्रूवमेंट है हमने स्टॉक में या तेज़ी देखी है, 5.3% तक का स्टेक का टाइटन में भी मिस्टर राकेश झुंझुनवाला के पोर्टफोलियो में है. अब मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ रुद्र जी, बहुत सारे हमारे दर्शक ऐसे कई बार सवाल पूछते हैं कि राकेश झुंझुनवाला जी का जो स्टॉक है या इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो एनसीसी में है, तो क्या हमें भी एनसीसी में निवेश करना चाहिए, या फिर एक ये धारणा बनी हुई है कि बहुत सारे जो फर्स्ट टाइम इन्वेस्टर्स हैं वो ये सोचते हैं कि किसी टॉप एस इन्वेस्टर के पोर्टफोलियो को अगर आप मिरर कर लें तो आपके भी पोर्टफोलियो में 4 चांद लग जाएंगे. लेकिन क्या ये सही रणनीति है? इज दिस द राइट थॉट प्रोसेस? आई वांट टू आस्क यू फॉर आवर वाइडर ऑडियंस.
Yeah, Sakshi, first of all, let me tell you, as you told, this 50,000 crore plus latest portfolio is only considering more than 1% of his investments because it has to get disclosed as per the regulation. And there are many stocks in his portfolio where his holding may not be more than 1% of the overall investment of the company. So that if you include even plus, I'm sure he has a lot of investments in private equity in unlisted space. If you add even that, plus if you take his investments in other asset classes, whether you take it real estate or you take it even few other asset classes, So all put together, his net worth is way, way, way even above the numbers what you have told. But let me tell you, he used to always say, Rudra, if you start counting money, right, then you are not rich. The day you stop counting money, and yes, you understand that now I have wealth more than what I need, then yes, you are really wealthy. And let me tell you, his view, if you would have asked the same question to Rakesh, that can I buy all these stocks what are in your portfolio so that even I will become like you rich and I will even pick some multi-baggers, he used to always say, I might have entered it at a different price. He has not bought NCC at today's price. He has bought it sometime back. The big question he used to always ask, I will be ready to hold NCC for even next 5 years, 10 years, or I don't know whether if I change based on the quarterly performance or based on, let us say, I'm not the thesis or the reason why he bought that particular stock doesn't match or it doesn't happen in future, then he might exit. So he used to always say, use all these inputs from Ace Investors portfolio and the stocks, whatever they're holding, use them as a screener. You do your own research, you have your own conviction to understand whether that suits your style of investing. Are you ready with that time frame? And what is more important, there are people who will today say, look at Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, he bought A to Z maintenance and that stock is something which lost even 95% or major portion of his wealth. How does it matter if that is only 1% of his overall portfolio? And if someone else bought 100% of his portfolio A to Z maintenance, he will be out of market now and he will be doing maintenance work. So what I want to tell you is, please understand the percentage or allocation of each stock in your portfolio matters a lot. You cannot make money over a longer period through borrowed conviction. The question paper, what you have and what another fellow has is different. And you can use these stocks as a screener. Okay, Rakesh ji is holding these stocks. Now I'm sure Tata Motor, when it was closer to the double digit, he was just buying left, right, center. BHEL at around 24, 25, he was buying BHEL as if there is no tomorrow. But at today's price of BHEL, at today's price of Titan, at today's price of NCC, yes, they are still good compared to so many other that stocks which are in market. But the question is, what is the allocation of that in your portfolio? How long are you looking to hold it from now on? What is your entry price compared to that of entry price of someone else? And in your total asset class, how much is the allocation you have done for equity? All these things matter. So if you want longer run success, consistent success, I want you to do the homework. And these would have been the words of great Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. And he always says, I still remember there was an occasion where Ramdev Agarwal of Motilal Oswal was talking on a stage and he was the next speaker. And Motilal Oswal's Ramdev Agarwal ji, he said, I will talk about Hero Motor Corp and this is the research we did on the stock. It is a 100-bagger, and he used to talk about 1 to 100-bagger stocks and all. And he gave examples of Hero Motor and few of them which they had picked earlier. And Rakesh immediately next when he came on stage, he was asking Ramdev, please tell me the next 100-bagger. I don't want to know about Hero Motor Corp. Now I want to buy something which will be the next 100-bagger. Can you tell me that, Ramdev, right now? And he used to make fun and humor with respect. For him, it was not to pull Ramdev Agarwal down or Rudramurthy down. He was a person who used to speak from heart and not from mind. And he used to always say, it is like just riding a car. In a car, if I have to go from, let us say, Bangalore to Chennai Sakshi night, it's a 300-kilometer journey from Bangalore to Chennai night. But if I put my car headlight, can I see the full 300 kilometers on the headlight night to drive? No. It might show me the next 50 meter, 100 meter. As I go further in my journey, I keep seeing the next 50 meter, next 100 meter. So he used to say, buying multi-bagger stocks are like that. It is not like now I can see which is the stock which will be a 100-bagger from now on. So he used to say, see what it is today and keep revisiting it. See the thesis for which you bought, is it true? And run it for a longer term. Just for the sake of stock having gone up too much, he will never sell. He has even seen many a times the stock in his portfolio has come down 50% from the top, but still he rides the whole bigger trend.
Correct. So Rudra, like out of the entire 37 stocks which are in his portfolio and the top 10 stocks that some of them I mentioned also, along with the stocks that I mentioned, there are also stocks like Star Health, Federal Bank, Crisil. All of these stocks have also climbed upwards of say 20, 30, 40% odd in his portfolio. Some of these top 10 performers, anyone that you personally think that right now investors can continue to look at?
Great, Sakshi. I know finally all viewers, after hearing to the entire story discussion, what you need is the stock names. So, also giving the disclosure that yes, some of these stocks I might even have in my portfolio. And let me tell you, and this is a greatest learning you're getting from this great question from Sakshi. Even I have asked this question to Rakesh. I've always gone to him and asked, Sir, tell me which is the next Titan. Rakesh ji, tell me which is the next Bajaj Finance. Rakesh ji, tell me which is the next MRF. And he used to give a beautiful answer. He used to tell me, Rudraji, the next Titan is Titan. The next Bajaj Finance is Bajaj Finance. The next MRF is MRF. Do you have the capacity to ride the trend for a very, very long period of time as an investor? That is a big question he used to ask. And are you ready to even take that volatility of even a fall of 40-50% from the top, but still you are holding? And this has happened in all his stocks, whether you take
Okay.
Titan, whether you take few other names. But okay, from this list, if you ask me to pick some stocks, yes, for me, Canara Bank is one stock which can even do good from current levels. PSU banks as a larger theme, even from these levels can do good. And Titan is always the next Titan which can do good from here. Might be yes, from automobile on dips, I would definitely say yes, EV story can continue further, and Tata Motor is a stock which you can look at entering closer to 800, 850 on a dip as an investor. And yes, few other stocks and names, whatever you have told in this portfolio, all of them are good, but just see whether that suits your conviction, your style, your time horizon, your waiting period, all that stuff, your risk level, and what is
Right.
the allocation you are making for these stocks in your portfolio matters a lot. And he was a guy who used to put money where his conviction lies and where his
Sure.
mouth was. And that is what I see for the success of Rakesh. And many, many, many people like Rudra are so big followers of him, fans of him, and we have learned from his life. And let me tell you, more than as a trader and as an investor, he was a great
Right.
human being, and he always, always loved India as a very, very big story in his life.
Absolutely. Well, it was a pleasure speaking to you, Rudra, and remembering Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, the legendary investor of India, and the big bull who will always remember who will always remain his fans' favorite, no matter where he is in life. But like you said, he will always be there somewhere,
Actually,
and he will keep on remember.
one
Yes.
last comment with your permission. I know
Yes.
some people telling what is the use of all the wealth of Rakesh? He died early at 63. Health is important, blah, 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 blah. This is just my perspective, my individual perspective. What is the use of even living 100 years of life, which is a quantity life? But if you are living that life, being a burden to all others in this world and for your family, for me, even a life of 50 years as a king, like how Rakesh always lived his life. And I was watching that video where you used to, on his wheelchair, where he was dancing for a song. If you have that, you have to put it for our viewers. And that is king's life. How does it matter whether you live a 120 years beggar life or a 63 years of king life? The choice is what one has to make. And Rakesh's choice was always the life of a king which he has lived, and a great, great human being and a personality to whom I have to stand up and then salute and say that yes, he is the stalwart of not just Indian stock market, but for this world. And this is the contribution of India to this world, all his teachings, all his learnings, and he stood as a very big person doing
Sure.
all that he preached. So for me, that is something fabulous of Rakesh ji, and to be
Right.
remembered till the sun and the
Thank
moon
you. Right.
survives.
Thank you so much, Rudra, for sharing that wonderful insight on Rakesh Jhunjhunwala ji, his life and all his learnings that you've picked up and you've shared with our viewers. Truly appreciate your presence with us on this special edition. Totally out of time on this show, viewers. We'll be back very shortly with the closing edition of Market Today. This was as a tribute from Business Today Television to have you understand as to how Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's portfolio has performed even now and how it's shining even brighter even when he's not here. Many thanks for tuning in, but do stay tuned. Up next is Market Today.